What's up, board gamers? My name is Ark, and today on Taste Test we will be chewing and digesting the Scarlet Pimpernel. Let's see what comes out the other end. Oh, before I forget, this is also a giveaway, so stay tuned to find out how you can win a copy at the end of this video. The year is 1793, and France cowers under the terrible reign under the Committee of Public Safety, wielding their guillotine with bloodthirst never seen before. Even the innocent are not safe, but there is a do-gooder still out there, a wealthy benefactor, if you will. They call him the Scarlet Pimpernel. You, along with up to 6 players, take on the role of his League of Helpers, assisting the Scarlet Pimpernel to save the innocent from their heads a-rollin'. But forget not, there is much pride at stake, for the goal of this game is to become his most trusted advisor. To play the game, first reveal the mission. This shows Scarlet Pimpernel's destination and what resources will be required to save the target, such as carts, forged papers, disguises, horses, and politicians. There are 7 rounds or missions where players alternate taking actions. A round lasts until all leader spaces have been taken or all players have passed. But let's take a bite out of the actions you can take first. Actions begin simple but grow more complex with gameplay. The first 3 actions all players can access are listed on your player boards. First, you can move to a new region. Second, you can place a cube. This is the heart of the game, placing cubes! When taking this action, you may place a cube on a route or a location space in your region. If that doesn't suit your fancy, you can take a leadership position. To place a cube on a route in your region, take a cube and put it there. As long as it's in your region, you're good. To place a cube on a location spot in your region, place the cube in the space in your region. You will cover up benefits when placing that cube, so gain that benefit, which could be more points, gaining favor, and placing more cubes. But there are 2 things to remember when taking these 2 actions. First is that if you contribute to the route location of the mission, you'll get a point for each of those cubes. If you choose to take a leadership position, you get to make decisions. The mission cards dictate the needs to save the innocent individual, but the cubes in the player color are each worth a point if used in the mission. So the first leadership position lets a player decide whose cubes will be used from the carts, papers, disguises, and horses. The second leadership space lets you choose whose cubes will be used for the politician requirement, and thusly, who gets those points. The next leadership position allows you to take the first player. The next leadership position lets you choose the route Scarlet Pimpernel will take, awarding each player's cube on that route 1 point, so choose wisely. And the last space allows a player to choose Scarlet Pimpernel's next destination in the upcoming round, and each cube placed on a leadership spot is also worth a point. The last basic action you have in your repertoire is to use a building in your region. If you take this action, put a cube there. If there was already a cube there, bump it to the favor space matching the symbol. If you already have a cube on the building you would like to use, you don't even have to be in the same region to use it. This is the main way to get your cubes on those favor spaces. If you take the majority at any point in one of those spaces, you can gain an extra action and add it to your arsenal. They are normally pretty good actions there. These actions are modular, meaning they are selected at random at the beginning of the game, so I'm not going to cover every single one of them here because that would take forever, and I'm lazy, but also in part because you should read more. Reading is good for you. But as an example, some of those actions let you place 2 cubes on route spaces instead of 1 cube on a route space, or move, then place a cube in your region, and some even let you take cubes back from the board. But all of them definitely have something to do with cubes. The last space on your favor track is the inn. Once per turn, if you have a cube here, who would have guessed a cube would be involved, you can remove it from the inn and take a place a cube action or use a building action, which also involves more cubes. If all players pass or all the leadership spaces are taken, then the round ends and it's time to count up those points. The leaders decide which cubes to use from the favor tracks, but be careful, as using too many of your own cubes will award you points, but it also may end up giving the majority to another player in that location and thus giving them a powerful benefit. The player who took the first player will now be the first player in the next round. The leader of the route chooses the best completed route. Then the player who took the leadership location space takes 2 objective cards and places them so that only one destination is visible, and this is the objective for the next round. Players also score points for every single covered up location that Scarlet Pimpernel just went to. This process continues until all 7 objective cards have been played, the last being in Austria to save the young Dauphin, the heir to the French throne. The player with the most points is the winner and becomes the most trusted advisor. Okay, so this game has an interesting kind of dark theme of lopping off heads, and it was designed by Brian Kelly, and the art, which you could have likely guessed, is by Ian O'Toole. I can always tell based upon the colors used for the player characters. I also read it on the box. I do like the vibrant colors, and the artwork is great. The game pieces are meeples and basic cubes, but there's nothing wrong with that because they look pretty good. Cards and favor tiles are solid, and the iconography is super clear and super good. I would almost say that the gameplay is a little bit repetitive, but turns are normally pretty quick, and the different objectives and actions from other players can change your intended direction. I enjoyed this theme, but I wasn't under the impression that we were really under any pressure to accomplish any of the missions in entirety, because I would get points for my contributions whether we obtained all of the components needed or not. I thought this would be fixed with the Chavin variant, but it wasn't. He's just not mean enough. In this variant, you move the chief agent 1 space for each of the missing cubes from mission objectives, and if he catches up with Scarlet Pimpernel, Scarlet is sent to prison. Then in the new round, you add a card that says Richmond to the top, making the next objective more difficult. The leaders of the location and the route leadership spaces go to the House of Justice, but you still get a point for each of them. I think for this game to really gain a semi-co-op feel, these negatives from getting caught or not accomplishing the mission should be much more severe. But you're in luck because I have some house rules I would add to fix this. For example, if the agent catches up to Scarlet, the game ends immediately and all players lose. How's that for some consequences? Those changes right there will get everyone motivated to focus on the mission and would bring the semi-cooperative element a bit more to life. Although I don't think this game is intended primarily as semi-co-op, this is a competitive Euro game of pushing cubes. And the thing I find most appealing is the area majority element that gives bonus actions. It often makes for really interesting tension in deciding to go for points, take control of a leadership space, or take the majority in a favor area. There isn't an overwhelming amount of player interaction, but the player interaction that is there is excellent. When a cube from another player is on a building and you activate that building, you push that other player's cube to the favor matching that symbol, which is tough because you really want to get on that building too so you can use it later. And all the buildings provide a great strategic benefit throughout the game. I like that in this game most turns are quick and rounds don't last forever. The theme is absolutely original and Scarlet Pimpernel is easy to play, which is funny because with Ian O'Toole as the artist, I was expecting a much heavier game like those he has illustrated for Vida Lacerda. So if you like placing cubes, picking up cubes, counting cubes as points, and having the most cubes in certain spots, this might be the game for you. There's also route setting, order filling, area majority, and bonus abilities. If that sounds like your kind of game, go and get you a copy or just win one in this giveaway. To win a copy of Scarlet Pimpernel, you have to subscribe and answer me this question in the comments. Also, make sure you check out the description for further details. But here's the question. What do you love most about cubes? Please note that this giveaway is for US residents only. Eagle Gryphon sponsored this giveaway, so go check out their other awesome titles that they have, and their website will be listed in the description as well. So, stay hungry, don't forget to do the likey, subscribey thing, and I'll see you guys next time.